I actually meant to cover this story because this is crazy. This is a YouTuber that got in trouble for... This is big day for evil former YouTuber Ruby Franke. Detailed how she abused her children in a handwritten journal.
Influencer and YouTube star Ruby Franke tearful in court as she faced her sentencing.
I was so disoriented that I believed dark was light and right was wrong.
The judge handing down a sentence that could last 30 years for several counts of child abuse.
The sentence will be that Ms. Franke serve 4 counts, 1 to 15-year sentences based on her convictions for 4 counts of aggravated child abuse.
The Utah mother of 6 once gained notoriety for her YouTube channel 8 Passengers, but a darker side to her parenting revealed last year when she pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse, including inflicting physical torture. As part of her plea agreement, Franke admitting to forcing one child to stay outside in direct sunlight for several days, resulting in serious sunburns with blistered skin. She threatened him with suffocation and drowning, and to prevent him from running away, she also handcuffed his wrists and ankles so tightly that they cut through the skin and damaged the tissue. Franke telling the child he was evil and possessed and that these were acts of love. Franke's downfall began when one of her children escaped his restraints in the backyard of her friend and business partner Jody Hildebrandt's home. That child begging neighbors to call 911.
And he asked us to call the police. So he's very afraid.
Police quickly investigating, arresting Franke and Hildebrandt, both women pleading guilty.
And to count 6, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony.
With my deepest regret and sorrow for my family and my children, guilty.
Franke cooperating with authorities, they say, to spare her children the trauma of having to testify.
One of the toughest things we ask victims of alleged abuse to do is testify in a trial against their abusers.
Now Franke asking for forgiveness.
I took from you your mother. How terrifying this must have been for you. You are so precious to me. I'm sorry.
The judge also handed down a sentence of 4 to 30 years for Jody Hildebrandt. That's Ruby Franke's so-called business partner. She also pleaded guilty to similar charges. Utah has what is called indeterminate sentencing. That is that range of years. At this point, the Utah Board of Pardon and Parole will ultimately decide how much time the women will serve in prison.
In one entry, the convicted YouTuber wrote that she cut her daughter's hair off and doused her with water in the dog wash. This is like a crazy story. I didn't follow her, but it was just really sad and bizarre to me. And so she wrote that her son was like possessed by a demon, and she YouTube. She looked a little bit weird. They took it down though. It says she called her daughter manipulative, described how she forced her to stand in the rain for 2 hours. In February, Franke received, well, you heard the news story. It says the boy escaped Hildebrandt's home to the neighbor's house, thank God. One of Franke's daughters was found in Hildebrandt's home in a similar malnourished condition. The journal entries released by Washington County Attorney's Office mainly focused on the 2 of Franke's children. Basically, you guys can read this, but like, I was watching like these reposted YouTubes because like you can't really find her channel 8 Passengers, but people saved a lot of her stuff and like complained a lot that they thought she was kind of nuts, a little bit out there. When you do watch, like, it does seem like she's kind of out there, and some like she's a little extra. I don't know. With some of her stuff that I saw. It did make me feel really bad for the children, though. The kids seem like really sweet and really good kids, and like, I don't know. It's just a sad story. I mean, at the end of the day, this mom is going to spend some time in prison, and the kids are going to be messed up over this. There's so much trauma, and especially like religious abuse, and I just really feel for the victims. Even the mom, like, I feel for her. It also says her husband filed divorce like after she got arrested, but like, where was the dad? Seriously, like the dad. They were already kind of separated, so it's just a really crazy story. She had like 2 million followers or subscribers on YouTube. So again, it was called 8 Passengers. I don't know if you guys have followed this story, but it kind of piqued my interest. It was pretty wild. But let me know what you think.